actually, before the album, I wanted to ask you about this thing that I learned where a previous producer wanted to put you in a dress like a fucking girl. And
with that,
you clearly had to stand up for yourself. What was that
by
like?
the end of that conversation, he was wearing a dress.
Let's hear about it.
What's my vibe?
Yeah, well, how did that conversation go? Like, did you actually, say, you know what?
It's not even a conversation. It's just like, what? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink over there. Yeah,
a lot of people really struggle with being true to themselves and standing up for that. I think especially in incredibly tough industries like the music industry. Did you feel like it was a struggle to stand up for yourself, or were you just like,
yes and no. I mean, I've taken, I'm very, wily, you know what I mean? Like, I had to be, I just had to get through. When I was on Warner Brothers, my project was kind of commandeered by the chairman of the label, who was a huge Grammy Award-winning producer, very talented man. Not the right guy to produce my record. But I stuck with it and dealt with it because I knew that there was no way that this guy was not going to let it go with me, and if he did, I was going to be buried. So I just fucking,
did what you had to do?
Yeah, I fucking went, I did wear a dress. To run on the truth, like that's like what I did. I did what any woman would do. Maybe not a man, but like I just got my way through, and my record got released at least. It wouldn't have gotten released at all. I'll be honest with you. I know this for a fact, and I played that shit like a game because I had to. I knew it. I knew it deep in my soul that like I had to do it this way. And then, and then the funniest thing then he got fired, and the people that fired him were in charge, and they didn't like me at all. So I went in and I played them Lost on You and Muddy Waters and Strange, and they dropped me. Which I tell the story all the time because I want every artist out there to go, oh shit, really? Because it's just how it works. But I wouldn't have even been there to fucking make it that far if I didn't play it the way I played it. I would have been dropped years before and maybe not gotten to that place. And Forever For Now, the record wouldn't have been put out at all. It almost didn't get put out at all. I almost got, pushed by the wayside. And, and when you think about that, think about that, like, the song that made my career, and two others that, did a ton of shit for me as well, were not even good enough to stay on a label. Muddy Waters was at the end of Orange is the New Black, 4th season. Fucking Strange was like a huge Samsung commercial. And none of that would have happened, but none of that was seen by a guy who is the president of a major fucking label. It's incredible, and people should know these things, because, I want them to stay inspired and stay, aware that, like, there's a lot of people in this world,
How do you give birth to a song?
You're just like, go like this, and it shoots across the room. It's pretty crazy.